This is going to perhaps be the most powerful and important and possibly most transformational video or masterclass you ever watch. And I don't say that lightly because I'm sure we've all heard of the book The Secret or Think and Grow Rich, and that we've heard of the law of attraction. And there's a reason why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But not only that, why is it people that are always lucky always seem to get lucky? And it's because they understand this one very thing I'm about to talk to you about. And I'm going to show you how you can actually use it to your advantage so you can achieve whatever it is you set your mind to. And I mean that. So during this video, it's not going to be so much a video of me talking at you. It's going to be more me talking with you. And this is completely unscripted. I have 0 dot points. But I want to show you my mental model that's going to help you dramatically change the trajectory of your future if you use this. And this exact model has helped my clients make over $51 million. And the thing is, the rich that use this don't want you to know about it. But the thing is, you actually do know about it, but you may not believe it, or you may not trust it. Or the moment you have sort of lent into what I'm going to talk to you about, people have questioned you about it, or they've laughed at you, or they've said, oh, don't be silly, blah, 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 blah. But to a certain extent, we all believe in like the secret and the law of attraction and the fact that it does work to a certain extent. Because have you ever had that time where you wanted that car or that set of shoes or a dress, or you wanted something so bad, you started seeing it everywhere, right? That is your RAS working, which is your reticular activating system in your mind. But not only that, it's working at a much deeper level than you can ever comprehend. And it all comes through vibration. And the people that actually achieve what I'm going to show you here, most of them do this by accident. But when they realize it, it becomes your superpower. So to set a bit of a context before I get into this, I want to read this out to you. And I just tweeted this earlier today. So let me read it to you. One of the main lessons you come to Earth to learn is to how to manipulate energy. Energy is everything. Once you learn how to manipulate energy, you can have anything you want. Nothing is impossible. There are no limits, except the limitations you put upon yourself. The main thing I want you to get is that you're here to learn how to manipulate energy, and energy is everything, okay? So I've got a mental model that I'm going to show you guys, and it's how I help my clients access what I call this superpower and how to raise your vibrational frequency to achieve exactly what you want, okay? And so let me break it down as to how this actually works on a scientific level, but so that you can believe this a little more, that know that everything you've ever wanted or you want to achieve lays within you, okay? So get this, you watching this camera that I'm using, this microphone, everything, we are made up of atoms, okay? Atoms. And atoms, you can Google this, are 99.999% nothing. They are energy, okay? So this physical realm, so everything that we've got around us right now is actually moving, okay? So if we are 99.999% nothing, what are we? This physical world we're experiencing is 0.0001% of what's actually going on. Let me explain this to you. So if you're made up of atoms, your atoms are made up of subatomic atoms. Your subatomic atoms are made up of amino acids, okay? And amino acids are made up of salts. In the world, guys, what is salt? Salt is the greatest conductor of electricity and energy. Okay, it is the greatest conductor. So you are literally a conductor. You are an antenna. You are an aerial. So let me break this down for you. I might be showing my age here, but back in the day when I was a kid living at home, I remember we used to watch the TV and we used to have aerials or antennas for our TV that were like out of the window or on top of the roof, or the same thing with your radio, right? Or you'd have like literally a coat hanger in the radio. And literally if the screen was all blurry, or if you wanted a different channel, you'd literally move the antenna like 1 millimeter. You know, Dad would be outside, the TV would be all fuzzy like ants on the TV almost. I'm like, all right, Dad, head out. And he'd be up on the roof like adjusting the antenna. Whoa, just hand it. He'd literally move the antenna like 1 centimeter and it would change the channel, right? That's picking up a different frequency, literally. And we believe it. But can you see that frequency? No, you can't. It's invisible through radio waves, all right? Where I'm going with this is everywhere around you right now is radio waves. It's frequency. Like right now, you're either watching this on your laptop or on your phone that's not connected to anything. You're holding it. How did I get in your phone? It's through a frequency, okay? Which whatever we call Wi-Fi or digital, all that sort of stuff, okay? So it's proof this stuff, there's a frequency around that you cannot see. Electricity, same thing. You cannot see it, okay? So where I'm going with this, guys, is you are an antenna, okay? So the thing is, there's radio waves going around you with opportunity, positivity, negativity, all of this sort of stuff has its own frequency, okay? And the thing is, if you think negative thoughts, you'll attract negative things around you. You know, have you ever met those people that they say they're always sick? You know, I get sick at this time every year. I'm always sick. And guess what? They're always sick. Do you think it's coincidence? No. Whoever says, "Oh my God, I feel like it's going to be a bad day." What happens? It's a bad day, you know, or bad luck comes in what? Threes. Bad luck comes in like all of these things. They're self-fulfilling prophecies, guys, because whatever you think becomes the channel in which your body attracts. Okay. So if you're thinking negative, you will see negative. If you're thinking positive, you will see positive. Okay. But how is it we actually do it? How is it the rich, the famous, these people that have achieved greatness, how have they actually tapped into this? How have they actually managed it and controlled it? And that is what I'm going to show you today. Okay. Because you being a radio antenna. So throughout this whole thing, and whenever you're going through your life right now, I want you to understand, remember that you are literally an antenna. Your thinking creates whatever you're going to attract into your life. Okay. And that's why thoughts are so powerful. And most of us understand that to a certain level. But how does it actually work? That's what I'm going to show you now. Okay. So I'm going to jump into my laptop here and I'll give you a bit of a rundown. So I want to share these two things with you. So Nikola Tesla, first things first, his quote: "If you want to find out the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." All right, I'll read that again. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. All right. But get this, I'm all sure you've all heard of BlackRock and the Rockefellers, all this sort of stuff. Check this out. Did you know that in 1953, a worldwide agreement was made based on an idea by the Rockefeller Foundation to change the frequency of music? They changed it from its natural harmonic resonance of 432 hertz to the current consciousness suppressing 440 hertz. And if you research into, for example, binaural beats set at 432 hertz, it is the natural harmonic rhythm of health, wealth, the universe, and nature. Why is it the elite and the infinite, and I might even get deleted or locked out for this, but you guys need to know this. Why is it they don't want you accessing certain frequencies? Why is it certain drugs are banned that help you raise your consciousness, that allow you to see more things beyond this physical world, yet alcohol and smoking is legal, that literally dumbs you down? You've got to think about this, guys, okay? Because the people that have got the life that you want, they get this. They understand this. So how can we learn how to manipulate and use energy to our advantage? I'm going to show you a mental model that I've been working on for years. And it's always been in my head, and I've always been decent at explaining it to people. But it's been very hard to put it into one thing to comprehend and help people that have got no idea about this stuff actually be able to use it and put it into place. So I'm going to do my best bet to explain it to you guys. This is the beta version of it, so you're the first people to see it. But what's really cool is this gets more in depth the more that I learn about myself, the more ways that I explain it, that sort of thing. So it means there's going to be multiple versions of this, but you're seeing the first version, so enjoy it. So this is my mental model. So my picture is going to be covering this sometimes. So I'm going to see if I can move it out of the way. If it doesn't, I'll read what's actually written along here so you guys can actually see it. Okay. I might see if I can actually remove my thing off here. Settings. What I'll do is, that's all right. We'll just run with it and I'll do the things under it. Super professional video, right? I told you it's going to be more of a conversation. So this is you. You're a human being, okay? And yeah, that's you. You're pretty much an antenna, a radio frequency, okay? And this is vibrational frequency, long, slow waves. And as you transcend and you become more conscious, it's higher vibrating waves, okay? So down the bottom here, very low and slow vibrational frequencies, okay? The more that you transcend, the higher it gets. Now, let me explain this to you. If you're living in a low state, your shadows, which I'm going to explain in a bit more detail here, in a low state, a low vibrational frequency, this is literally all that you'll attract, okay? But why is it people fall into sickness, depression, anxiety, don't get what they want? They become very reactive. They become a victim. They play poor me. They're very emotional. Why is that? It's because when you're in a low vibration, a bit of a Debbie Downer, so to say, they're very low, slow vibrations going through your body. And your body is made up of DNA. And your DNA is a coding which basically runs your whole central nervous system and creates who you are today. All right. And it creates your personality, a lot of it. Because at the end of the day, guys, your personality creates your personal reality. All right. So when you've got low, slow vibrational frequencies down here, as it's going through your DNA, it's literally missing DNA. And what that means, it's not activating all of your DNA. And that's why a lot of people will get stressed, anxious. They'll feel a lot of guilt and shame, they're always sick. It's because they're in a low vibrational frequency. And you've heard of people healing themselves through, meditation, Then up here, the higher you get, the higher vibe you become, it's smaller vibrational waves. They're faster, okay? And they activate your DNA, all right? And there's a book I'm going to talk about at the end of this that's going to help you understand this on a very deep level. But understand, whatever you're thinking, you as a human being on this spectrum is what you'll magnetize and attract, all right? So here's some examples for you. Along the side here, I've got some emotions that you may feel. And within these emotions, there's obviously lots of different levels of these emotions within it. But I just wanted to point out some ones so that people could basically resonate with it. But I want to point something out really powerful. You notice every single successful person, what do they have in common? They have a strong vision and they've got a lot of self-belief. And you'll notice strong vision is here and self-belief is up here. They're high vibrational thoughts, okay? And under this, I don't know if you can see the video, at the very top is love, okay? Love and peace. So basically, when you research a lot of these greats, they understand love and light, okay? So basically, is what I get a lot of my clients to do is I get them to audit how they're feeling and then come to this spectrum and go, great, you know what? I was making excuses today, or I was in enabling, or I was in self-sabotage. You are vibrating in that consciousness. And it means you'll attract that level of consciousness into your life. You literally can't attract more wealth and abundance into your life if you're vibrating down here. And it's why you see these people, they generate a lot of wealth really quickly and then they lose it all just as quick. Why? Because they're vibrating down here. They generate it, but their vibration is down here. Okay. And it's the exact reason why evil, no matter what's going on, there's been a lot of crazy enough stuff going on in the world in the last 2 years. And you can choose which side of the fence you want to sit on. But you'll notice it's all coming out of the woodworks. A lot of different truths are coming out. It's because evil cannot last because the world works in perfect harmony. So where I'm going with this, guys, is you need to look at this. You need to see where you actually sit on this. So anything below the line lies with procrastination and everything comes below it. So sickness is dis-ease within the body. It's uncomfort within the body, which becomes disease, okay? It's all reactional and it's contracting, all right? And it's a victim mentality, all right? So if you're feeling any of these, you're vibrating in these lower, what I call shadows, or what some people know them better as limiting beliefs, okay? And it all comes from a fearful state. And what you'll notice if you go and watch the news, what's it all about? Bad news. It's fear mongering. It's to keep you down here in the shadows. They don't want you to understand how to become conscious. Because as I say, awareness is access to all things, okay? So with this, one of the best ways to basically start raising your consciousness is by understanding these and practicing them, because so many people, they talk about, I'm super abundant and I just believe everything's going to happen with the right reason. It's all going to happen for me because I'm abundant, but they're holding on to their job, or they're holding on to an abusive relationship, or they're hanging around with the wrong people. They're not practicing what they're feeling. They're vibrating down here. Okay. So all of this stuff, if you want to actually start creating that infinite life, that life that you dream of, you need to start with coming from a place of love. All right. That's the highest vibration you can have. Then it comes down to gratitude with a strong vision. That's why you see all these visionaries. They're not playing to just, get into business and make money for a year. They're playing for the long haul, 5, 10, 15, 30, 40 years. Elon Musk, for example, he's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. He still works harder than anyone we know. Why is that? Because he's a visionary. He's got a big goal. And it's why it's so important to have big goals and something to focus on, because it allows you to vibrate higher and tap into. So for example, how often do you have that really strong goal that you become obsessed with it? You want something so bad. You could be out for dinner and it's a super loud restaurant and 3 tables over, you hear a conversation. Oh my God, and it's like you tune into that conversation, right? It's because you're picking up that vibrational frequency. You're attracting that into your life. And the thing is, I'm going to show you guys some steps on how you can actually step into these high vibrational frequencies so start attracting exactly what it is that you want. But a lot of this is understanding these. And as I mentioned at the start of the call, is the first time you watch this, it may go straight over you. Wow, I do not understand that this is all like wishy-woo-wah. I don't get it. And that's okay. Come back to this another time, But the thing is, once you understand this, you can start using this in your life. Because the thing is, working a 9 to 5, you're moving physical matter and trading time for money, which is a very, very low vibration, because you're working in the world of matter, which, if you want to be a high vibration, you need less matter around you. Okay. What I mean by that is people defend the 9 to 5. People defend the system. People defend their shadows and limiting beliefs of this is where you need to live. You've got a great life. You're in the middle class. No. They want you to be in the middle class. They want to pay you just enough to pay your bills, get your mortgage, have your house, and eat. It's modern day slavery, guys. Once you start transcending up this, for example, even entrepreneurs are still in here, because an entrepreneur owns a job, okay? A business owner owns a system, all right? And that's why you see it's on this borderline. Because anybody can start a business and create a system, but not many last. 1% or so last, 1 to 3%. That's why a successful business owner in the top 1%ers, they are aware and they practice all of this sort of stuff. They master the basics. They get enough sleep. They drink enough water. They have a good diet. They meditate. They exercise every single day. They master the basics. Okay. So with this, there's a book I'm going to recommend that talks about the shadows, gifts, and cities, because everybody's got gifts, okay? So we've got genetic coding. We've got gene keys, all right? And you've got 63 or 64 gene keys. And within every single gene key within your genetic DNA, it has 3 settings. It has a shadow, a gift, and a city. And the thing is, if you live in your shadows, like the 99% of the civilians out there, living a normal life and believing all of this Yahoo going on in the world, you will stay down there in your shadows when you have gifts and cities within you, higher vibrational frequencies, higher things to get into. All right. So screenshot this, and I'll actually save this in if you're in my Masterverse Mastermind. If you're watching this on YouTube or something like that, you can comment below and you can hit the link. You can join the mastermind. But I will save this image below for you guys. The next part is I want to show you guys the basics of what can you actually do to start living in a high vibrational state, that you can start becoming a magnet to what it is that you want. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed that when you start hanging around with positive people, life starts to get a bit more positive. You've got a bit of a spring in your step. You will start attracting more positive people into your life. And that's the beauty of this. Okay. So how can we actually do it? Number one, what I do is I get all of my clients to audit their thoughts. So literally whip out your phone, set a reoccurring alarm that goes off every 2 to 3 hours, you choose, that goes, audit your state right now. And then you can come back to this and go, great, how have I been thinking? Where am I laying on this scale? Because that's going to tell you the vibration you're living in. Okay. Number one, you need to audit your thoughts. You need to understand you become your most dominant thoughts, because you don't see the world the way it is. You see the world the way you are. All right. Number two, which is probably the most important, you need to audit your environment, guys. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Like, are they talking about the weekend? Are they living for the weekend? Are they talking bad about other people? Are they complaining about their boss, their missus, or their government, or money? You don't want to be around those people. You become who you surround yourself with. And so many people understand is that, yes, I know I'm the average of the 5 people I hang out with, but I'm nothing like my friends. I've just proved to you, you become an energetic match to who you surround yourself with and who you think, or what you think about. Okay. So your environment is so important, but not only that, your workspace, the person you're dating. What are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you watching? 99% of the civilians out there that are, complaining about life just getting by, complaining about inflation. You know what they do? The first thing they do when they wake in the morning? They turn the fucking news on. How's that working out for them? The last time I watched the news, literally, I accidentally saw it because I was walking into the gym, and in front of the treadmills, they've got 20 screens of the news. And literally, I almost felt sick the moment I saw it. They were talking about like how many like people had died from something crazy like that. Like all this bullshit. Just to it's fear mongering, guys. You watch child movies, kids' movies, Who's got the money? The good guy or the bad guy? The bad guy. They don't want you to be rich. They don't want you to make money. Monsters Inc. is literally a movie about Satan, sucking happiness from people to generate the city, Look into these movies, guys, and you'll see that they are there to program you to think a certain way. The news is free for a reason. They want to train you to think. They want to show you what to think about, okay? Number 3, a no-brainer. Everybody knows they should be doing it, but they don't actually do it. Meditate. You need to give your mind time to rest. It's just like the gym. You need to go to the gym and exercise your muscles. A great way to exercise your mind is by giving it rest. Okay. 4, monk mode. If you haven't heard of monk mode before, it's in my YouTube videos, but it's also in my mastermind as well. It's a period of time similar to 75 hard, but it's so that you can design it for yourself to actually work for your business. Okay. So I did 75 hard a couple of times. I thought it was great, not taking anything away from it, but it got me quite fit, but it didn't really benefit my business doing the 2 workouts a day. But I believe it was missing the most important piece. It doesn't even mention once about meditation. So monk mode, in a nutshell, basically there's 3 non-negotiables. Number 1 is meditate for 20 minutes a day. Number 2, exercising for 30 minutes a day. And number 3 is no alcohol or weed. You do that for 21 days. All right. Then we've got a list of things where you can add your own variables in. We suggest you add 2 to 3 variables in. For example, no caffeine, or going to bed at a certain time, or screen time on a phone, or whatever it may be, or no, jerkin the gherkin, whatever it may be. These sorts of things that are going to help you become and use monk-like discipline, because the people that have got what it is that you want that you don't have yet, they are ultra disciplined. They have hyper focus, monk-like focus. All right. So that's monk mode. There's more details. I'm sure you'll be able to find that video. Next one, listen to Brian FM. It's meant to say Brain FM. But for example, whenever I'm working, whatever it may do, same thing when I'm going to bed, I usually put Brain FM on. It's just a cool website that just plays different beats according to like the vibration you need for your work. But the best part is you can actually get that 432 hertz through binaural beats. Okay. Now, I'll be doing a version 2 of this, and we'll be going deeper and deeper into this mental model and giving you more practical tools that you can use to become more aware of your frequency so that you can ensure that you are vibrating at that higher state. But until then, I want to give you 3 books that made a massive impact on my life that you can learn a lot more about what I'm talking about here. Now, the first book is Power vs. Force by David Hawkins. Now, this one, the first few chapters, it's a bit of a... It's a slow start into this book, but once you get into it, it is absolutely mind-blowing. It literally breaks down every single human emotion that we feel on different planes of consciousness, and it shows you the vibrational frequency that you are in during that time and how to move forward, which I'll move through that, which I call obviously transcending throughout your realms, okay? So that's the first book. Number 2, it's the book that probably changed my life the most in 2022. Now, this book for myself and my fiance's business went from doing $20,000 a month to $20,000 a week after reading and implementing this book. Now, Gene Keys, it's a really interesting book. It's almost like the Bible, I guess. You only really read the intro and then the chapters of the Gene Keys. Basically, you go into those and you read them according to your thoughts and how you're feeling at that time. But not only that, you can go to the Gene Keys website and you can do like a free Gene Keys profile and it will show you your genetic gene keys as well, just to look into. But that book is very, very powerful. I've got a bit of a routine I do with my clients, which is very transformational. It's a nighttime routine on how they use this book. That's a story for another day. And the final one, it's a great book. And what's really interesting about this book is not many people have heard of this book. To be honest, I got more out of this book than the book Think and Grow Rich. Now, this book is by Robert Collier. He's an incredible author. And this is my favorite book from him. It's called Secrets of the Ages. And it really talks about the power of thought. And it shows you every deep and meaningful impact your thoughts have and the byproduct it has on your life internally and externally. So they are incredible books to check out. So I'm going to finish it off on this, guys. And I want to remind you that if you get anything from this, and if this has gone straight over your head, it's okay. Come back and watch this another time. But I need you to understand that you get what you focus on. Whatever you focus on expands, and you become your most dominant thoughts. And I remember when I first started getting into business when I was 17, my mentor said to me a couple of years in, he goes, Dion, just out of the blue, he goes, what are you thinking about? I was like, oh yeah, no, not too much. He goes, and that's what you're going to become. Not too much. Stand guard at your mental gym. Be conscious of who you're hanging around with. Okay. But you try this on, you implement just one of these things and you understand that you attract exactly what you think about and that everything is a vibration and everything is moving and everything is energy and a frequency. And the people up here don't want you to know it. You will change your life like that. But like anything, like going to the gym, you can't just do this for a week and see results. It takes practice. Commit to this for a good 6 to 8 weeks, and I guarantee you, your life will dramatically change. So anyway, leave it at that. Talk to you all soon. Thanks for tuning in.